What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Common Sense Living, the show where we dive into financial and economic trends, gold and silver, and various business topics. So, in this episode, I want to talk about what French President Emmanuele Macron said about the US dollar recently. Now, I'm a little late making this video, but one thing that I've really noticed is that the mainstream media has barely mentioned this at all. In fact, I haven't seen one of the big outlets really mention it. Most of the reporting is around French protests where the people are furious about the government trying to raise the retirement age. And we're seeing protesters, both young and old, taking the streets. It's a separate issue, but the common factor here is that nobody seems to like Macron. And in case you're not aware, he came out this week and stated that Europe needs to decrease its dependence on the dollar. And I think this is a really big deal. This isn't Russia or this isn't another country that we have a bad relationship with. It's France. It's a major Western European country. Now, I want you to think about why he may be beginning to push France and he hopes to get Western Europe on his side. So he visited China this week, met with President Xi Jinping, and he's clearly trying to get ahead of what's going to happen. And that's going to be a conflict between the US and China. Now, why is he doing this? So there's a few reasons. The first is he sees the days of the dollar's dominance coming to an end. And maybe much quicker than we really expect. He doesn't want his legacy to be that he stuck around on a losing side, hurt France's economy, and he stuck with the dollar for way too long. He backed the dollar for way too long. Now, another reason for this is that he sees the need for those microchips that are being produced in Taiwan. France is trying to set themselves up so that if China takes Taiwan, they're going to have a good relationship with China. They're going to have access to those chips. And it's no secret that France and the rest of Europe is trying to go green. And very quickly. Quicker than the US and what we've seen this push the last few years. So those microchips and those other resources, those minerals, they're going to need to get those, and they know they're going to need to get them from China. Now, another reason that France understands that they need to get away from the dollar is the sanctions the U.S. have put on countries recently. Now, they're not happy that they can't conduct business with these sanctioned countries due to fear of repercussions. And I think that intimidating fact of the U.S. sanctioning possibly down the road, it's not something that we would see right now, is something that really scares them. Now, what's troubling about this whole event is that France just might be the first domino to fall in Western Europe. Other countries might soon follow. Another politician may get re-elected in one of these other major companies like Germany, Britain, and we could see them campaign on a platform of getting away from the dollar. Now, it's definitely backfired in a lot of places in Europe, the push to go green. Germany, they become more reliant on coal the last year or two. Now, it's doubtful that Eastern European countries like Lithuania and Poland, they're going to jump on and abandon the U.S. because at this point they need our protection from Russia. But will we protect anyone? So there's a lot of political posturing right now. Both sides are saying we need to protect Taiwan. But the White House, they're not going to take any action on this when the rubber meets the road. If they do, it's another pointless war. We shouldn't be sending off our soldiers to die in a war like that. And I think personally we need to hurt them economically, start becoming more self-reliant here, doing more manufacturing at home, stop relying on importing so many things, cheap goods from China. But that's my thoughts on this. Thanks for your time. Please comment, like, subscribe. Thanks a lot.